welcome back to Transcriber from Reddit. Today's topic comes from the subreddit awfuleverything, posted by an unknown user. This is a linked post that is titled, "In 2016, 18-year-old Zeenat Rafique was beaten up and burnt alive by her own mother in an, quote, honor killing, end quote, in a suburb of Lahore." Visiting the link, it says, "If you are looking for an image, it was probably deleted." Honestly, this sort of thing does not surprise me, even despite the link being removed, because honor killings are a thing, especially in religions like Islam. And they only apply to women. They never apply to men dishonoring their family. No, they only apply to women. Because apparently only women can dishonor the family. Which not only is very sexist, but also ignores the harm of the abuse and the atrocities that are committed by men that do negatively impact their families and their, not just their immediate family, but also their brothers and sisters that they grew up, and probably harkens back to lines of familial abuse and trauma that they came from. Image being removed. I did find a CNN article on this. This was posted back on June 9th, 2016. Keep in mind that even though this happened back in 2016, honor killings are still very much a part of Islamic culture today. It was written by Adil Raja, Sophia Saifi, and Haliyan. The title of the article reads, "Pakistani teen was still breathing when set on fire," report says. We see an image of the deceased, a young woman with beautiful long black hair and wearing a red shirt. We don't see much of her as the image is somewhat grainy and low resolution. I begin reading the article. In bold, Islamabad, Pakistan, parentheses, CNN, and parentheses, and bold. A young Pakistani woman was still breathing when police say her mother and brother set her on fire for eloping against their wishes, CNN affiliate Geo News reported. Underneath that, we see the same image of the young woman again, and the caption for that reads, "Zeenat Rafique secretly dated her husband for years before marrying." Source AP Images. I continue reading. An autopsy released Thursday said Zeenat Rafique, 18, had traces of smoke in her respiratory tract, indicating she was alive when she was set ablaze. Rafique had also been strangled, the autopsy said, according to GeoNews, linked here. The young woman was laid to rest Thursday by her tearful husband, 19-year-old Hassan Khan. Quote, "When we saw her body, she had strangulation marks on her neck," end quote, Rafique's mother-in-law, Shahida Beeb, said. Rafique's family had refused to accept her body. Section, bold, "Forbidden love," and bold. Here at the beginning of the section, we see an image of the young husband in question. Young man with black hair, showing what appears to be a written letter with a picture of his wife on it. I don't know if that happens to be a marriage certificate because the caption underneath the photo reads, "Hassan Khan, Rafique's widower, told police his wife feared for her life." Source, KM Chaudhry /AP. I continue reading. Beeb said Rafique and her son had been secretly dating for 5 years. The young couple met in school. She said the two married on May 29th. After eloping, she moved away. but Rafique returned to her family's home in Lahore because she thought a reconciliation was possible, Punjab Police Representative Nabila Ghazanfar said. Khan, the young widower, told police that Rafique had feared for her life after the couple eloped. Quote, "I only allowed her to visit her parents after her paternal uncle guaranteed her safety," unquote, Khan said, according to GeoNews. But when Rafique arrived, her mother and brother tied her to a bed, poured gasoline, and set her on fire, said Ghazanfar, the police official. The mother, Parveen Bibi, turned herself over to authorities and has expressed no sorrow for her actions, police said. She's now in custody. The brother, Amer Rafique, is on the run, police said. Quote, "We are looking for her brother because an old woman cannot perform this act alone. There has to be help," end quote, Ghazanfar said. About 1,100 women were killed by relatives in Pakistan last year, according to the country's Independent Human Rights Commission, linked here. The crimes originate from tribal practices and are often meted out as punishment for behavior viewed as bringing dishonor to a family or village. That ends the article. Below that reads, CNN's Tiffany App and Ralph Ellis contributed to this report. Again, I cover this because it's an honor killing, and people who die from honor killings deserve to always be remembered. It is not their fault that they are subject to such cruel and barbaric practices by their family members, especially after you have certain family members guaranteeing their safety and guaranteeing that they will be okay and they will be unharmed, only for them to be hurt and murdered and their loved ones, the people who did actually love them and who cared for their well-being, being hurt by such barbaric actions coming from people who are supposed to be from their family, who are supposed to love and cherish them. You would think that they would have thoughts about what they were going to do to their daughter and reconsidered it, but instead, no, they felt that this honor killing was the only right course of action. And if the country's Independent Human Rights Commission, which could very well be fudging some numbers, 1,100 killings in 2016 at the time of this article being written is still a lot, and that needs to be properly addressed. Unfortunately, unless they start putting people to death in mass for committing such atrocities towards their own family members, that probably will not completely solve it. That might put a deterrent on it, but that might not completely solve it. In my less than humble opinion, I hope that they start putting stricter measures on people who engage in such horrible acts towards their family members. Especially, again, because honor killings are majority aimed towards women, not men, women. Because women are not actually seen as individuals or as people with autonomy. Thank you for watching/listening to this video, and I will see you in the next one.